Samuel's checker playing program is invented. Samuel is one of the author you can, one of the scientists you can consider, who have invented some program which we can call it as a application of machine learning, or you can say some concepts related to machine learning is implemented. Again, in 1960s, neural network is implemented or discovered in 1960s. The first neural network discovered by this scientist, and the name of that particular neural network is perceptron. Okay, it is a neural network having single neuron. Okay, in 1970, symbolic concept induction, suppose expert system and knowledge acquisition bottleneck. These are some keywords. Main keyword is suppose ID3 algorithm. Okay. And then natural language processing. There will be something invented related to natural language processing. Okay. So if you observe, this particular machine learning is having very old history, you can say, or it is a very old concept. It is, again, I am saying it is a 1950, means a few decades ago, all these things are invented. But the question is why it is popular now. We are in 2020, why it is popular now? If you want to answer, you can answer in chat box. Otherwise, I will answer. Let's concentrate. All of you will just concentrate. Okay. We will come to that point why this is particular is now, it is a famous, or you can say a buzzword. In 1980s, advanced decision tree and rule learning. This is something related. These are the some keywords which are invented, or these are the concepts invented in 1980s. So just PAC learning theory, PAC learning model is there. It is invented in 1980s. In 90s, suppose reinforcement learning, ensemble learning, BaseNet learning or Bayesian learning, all these types of learnings have invented. This is the question. Why it is now popular? This particular field is very popular because of new softwares or algorithms. This particular area has given us a new kind of software or new kind of algorithms. That is the neural network. The best you can say, or you can say a promising feature of this particular machine learning is the invention of neural network. Even though it is invented a few decades ago, but nowadays why it is very popular. So one of the thing is the invention of neural network. We will see the power of neural network again in suppose deep learning subject, I think in last year. Okay, so before that, just this is because of neural network, it is a powerful, I can say. Next is a new hardware. Yes, today the hardware, or you can say not hardware, I will call it as a resources. So whatever resources available are there, so they are, you can say we are able to compute with a large size of data, or I can say we can store a huge amount of data nowadays. In means we are dealing with a GB of data, suppose TB of data and petabytes of data nowadays. In suppose 1950, or suppose we will go to the 1980s, suppose the neural network is very well known up to 1980s. It is invented in 1960. So what is there कि अब वहां पे भी वो मतलब जस्ट इन्वेंट किया गया और बाद में उसका यूज नहीं हुआ था, बिकॉज 19 इन्वेंशन के बाद उसके रिसोर्सेज उतने पावरफुल नहीं थे जो आज रिसोर्सेज पावरफुल है. ओके, सो दिस इज आई कैन से न्यू हार्डवेयर और resources available today. Okay, again cloud enable. Now we can have a cloud technology where you can execute your large size program very easily, very speed, less in time and all these things. And again I told you availability of big data. Okay, so today the memories, we can store the large amount of data. So because of these many things, I will say the machine learning is popular nowadays. These are some well-known examples, or you can say milestones in machine learning. means these are some applications. So what is first application? 1994 self-driving car road test. In 1994, someone has tested a self-driving car on road, actual road. Okay. You know about the Google self-driving car, that is in 2019. Sorry, 2009. Google built self-driving car. तो ये Google ने 2009 में बनाया, but उसके पहले किसी बंदे ने, not from Google, they have just tested their self-driving car in 1994. You just browse these keywords on Google, you will get all these things, or whatever that incidents happen, you will get all that history. In 1997, Deep Blue beats Gary. What is this? So Deep Blue versus Gary was a pair of 6 chess matches between the world chess champion. एक वर्ल्ड चेस चैंपियन था जिसमें डीप ब्लू, ये आईबीएम ने डेवलप किया हुआ एक सुपर कंप्यूटर था, और गैरी उस साल का यू कैन से अ ग्रैंड मास्टर था चेस में. ओके, तो ये दोनों के बीच में कुछ तो मैच हुआ, और वहां पे ऑब्वियसली डीप ब्लू ने उसको हरा दिया. डीप ब्लू हैज ओन दैट पर्टिकुलर मैच. तो ये पर्टिकुलर इंसिडेंस, फर्स्ट टाइम in particular chess the machine has defeated human. Okay, this is, I told you, in 2009. This is the self-driving car tested by, or suppose invented by Google. What happened in 2011? Watson wins Jeopardy. Now what is that? Again, Watson is a supercomputer invented by IBM, and Jeopardy is nothing but one TV show. Okay, TV show where the show is related to just question answering. Okay, question answering. So obviously here, whatever questions asked by that particular TV anchors or the show anchors to this particular Watson, तो वो पर्टिकुलर सुपर कंप्यूटर ने बहुत जल्दी, या जो भी उनके पैरामीटर्स थे उसमें उसने आंसर किया, and he has won. Watson means your machine has won ₹1 million prize. Okay, so that was this, you can say these are some incidents in history, or you can say a milestone of your machine learning applications. And in 2014, human vision surpassed by ML systems. So human vision is suppose surpassed by the ML system. What is that exactly? You can browse all these things on Google. I am not going to discuss details. Some of the examples I have discussed. Okay. So this is what about, you can say, history of your machine learning. Okay. Now ये जो भी आप स्लाइड देख रहे हो, ठीक है, this is the difference between normal algorithms or the algorithms which are non machine learning algorithms, and ये जो इधर वाला डायग्राम है, this is the diagram for machine learning algorithms और machine learning area. देखो बहुत खुश हो गए होंगे आप. क्या है कि आपका मतलब, इफ यू ऑब्जर्व दिस डायग्राम हियर, इन मशीन लर्निंग कंसेप्ट्स, व्हाट इज देयर इज अ डेटा, देयर इज अ आउटपुट, एंड योर सिस्टम विल रिटर्न यू वन प्रोग्राम. ओके, जो बच्चे हमारे प्रोग्राम, मतलब हमको क्या मिल रहा है मशीन लर्निंग में, समथिंग you are giving input and you are getting a program. Directly you are getting a program. और ये पहले वाले के में कैसा था, something you are giving and you are taking some output. तो बेचारे अपने जो बंदे हैं जिनको प्रोग्रामिंग आता नहीं है, तो उनके लिए तो ये बस फिर हो गया, फिर समझने का काम है. क्योंकि मशीन लर्निंग में क्या हो रहा है, आपको प्रोग्राम मिल रहा है, और जिनको प्रोग्रामिंग नहीं आता है उनके लिए तो ये बहुत अच्छी बात है. सो डोंट बी गेट डिमोरलाइज कि आपको प्रोग्रामिंग कितना आता नहीं है. बट हियर दिस डायग्राम इज शोइंग, और द कंसेप्ट इज इन मशीन लर्निंग, समथिंग यू विल गिव एंड यू विल गेट द रेडीमेड प्रोग्राम. नो नीड टू राइट अ प्रोग्राम. सो जो भी बंदे यहाँ पे, जो भी स्टूडेंट्स है, दोज आर नॉट हैविंग एनी कॉन्फिडेंस इन प्रोग्रामिंग. आई थिंक 90% ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट दैट मच एक्सपर्ट इन प्रोग्रामिंग. तो उनके लिए बहुत अच्छा है. मे बी वो 90% कैटेगरी का ही आदमी हो, मुझे भी ज्यादा कुछ प्रोग्रामिंग आता नहीं था. बट नाउ टुडे आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर देयर इन मशीन लर्निंग बाय यूजिंग अ पाइथन ओनली. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट स्पेशली machine learning program in Python. So बहुत easy कर दिया है. आप में से बहुत सारे लोगों ने कुछ ऑनलाइन ट्यूटोरियल या जो भी इसके पहले रिलेटेड देखा होगा कोर्सेरा में. It's very easy. So what this diagram is demonstrating, in traditional algorithmic solution, you are giving some data and program. मतलब आप प्रोग्राम लिखते हो और उसमें कुछ तो डेटा देते हो, ये कंप्यूटर क्या करता है, आपको आउटपुट देता है, कुछ तो आउटपुट. बट हियर you are giving, you are feeding data along with the output. मतलब आपको आउटपुट भी पता है. देखो बहुत कितना अच्छा था. मतलब आप सर बहुत अलग ही यार ट्विस्टेड बात कर रहे हो आज कि हमको आउटपुट भी पता है. नहीं तो हमेशा हमको आउटपुट ही पूछा, मतलब एग्जाम में भी आउटपुट निकालो ऐसे ही दिया रहता है. देखो totally in machine learning the scenario is different. Okay, so you are having some data or input, you are also having some output, and you are getting program as a output. ठीक है. So this will give you some confidence in machine learning. So again I am requesting nobody will miss any lecture because this area is very, you can say, demanding in near future. जब तक आप इंजीनियरिंग कंप्लीट करके जॉब मतलब इंडस्ट्री में जाओगे, lots of applications will be based on machine learning and deep learning. Again I will comment one thing. You are studying a machine learning, but now it is a very unfortunate to say machine learning is nobody is suppose using. All are using a deep learning. This is the extension of machine learning, or you can say extended version of machine learning, which is related to only neural network. Okay, which is related to only neural network. वही होता है अपने इंडियन सिलेबस में कि जो चीज हम पढ़ने चालू करते हो वो थोड़ा पुराना हो जाता है, मीन्स कंपेयर टू पुराना हो जाता है. बट डोंट बी डीमोरलाइज कि आपका सर फिर आप बोल रहे कि ये तो अभी काम से गया, तो ऐसा नहीं है. इफ यू अंडरस्टूड मशीन लर्निंग ऑल concepts very well, then you can easily jump to the deep learning and you can understand what is there in deep learning. Okay, so this is what I will say. Machine learning algorithms are outdated now. Nobody is implementing a solution using a traditional machine learning algorithms. Yes, they are obviously using some part, or you can say partial algorithms along with the neural network, but nobody is using machine learning algorithms. But still we will study now. Okay. Yeah. So what is machine learning? So I will just explain these bookish definitions. So you just concentrate, you just listen. What are the words are there? I will explain everything. So what this first definition? A computer program is said to learn from experience E with respect to some class of task T and performance measure P if its performance at task T as measured by P improves with experience E. As just I told you, just concentrate. Okay. What is second definition? A machine learning is a field of computer science that uses a statistical techniques to give computer systems the ability to learn. That is, or for example, progressively improves the performance on specific tasks with the data without being explicitly programmed. See here again, without being explicitly programmed, मतलब आपको कुछ ज्यादा ऐसे exactly programming करना नहीं है. Without that programming, you can have a machine learning solution. Okay. So this definition I will explain. Just remember from this first definition, there are only 3 keywords: experience E, task T, and performance P. If you have these 3 keywords with you for any application, then you can easily implement a machine learning solution for that particular application. Okay, again I am repeating: experience E, task T, and performance measure P. Okay. In general, a well-defined learning problem, we must identify these 3 features. Again I will tell you: class of task, that is nothing but task T; a measure of performance, that is nothing but P; and a source of experience, that is nothing but E. Now what these 3 things are, I will explain by using some example. So these are some examples of learning systems or learning problem. So first, a checkers learning problem, or you can call this as means this is not a chess learning problem, okay, but chess game is supposed to, if you want to implement some machine learning solution, then what will be your task? So playing a chess, suppose this will be your task. How you are going to measure the performance? Means these three factors you have to define. If you are able to define all these three factors for any application, then you can have definitely a machine learning solution. If any one of these particular feature, or you can say keywords, you cannot describe, then you cannot able to implement a machine learning solution for that application. Okay, so what is that? I will explain. So task is playing a chess or checkers. Performance measure, how you are going to measure the performance of your system. So percent of games own against opponent, means for example, how I will suppose measure the performance of my algorithm or my ML solution. Percentage of games own, means suppose I have मैंने 10 गेम जो भी टोटल 10 मैचेस हुए, जिसमें से 5 मैचेस कंप्यूटर ने जीता या 5 मैचेस ह्यूमन बीइंग ने जीता, तो आई विल से इट इज a 50% accurate. Okay, in this way I will measure the performance. Suppose out of 10, 9 won by the computer, then you will say it is a 90%. So in this way I am going to measure the performance in terms of percentage. Now third parameter is training experience, very important. Playing a practice games against itself. How you will get the experience? How you will learn? You will learn by using some practice game. You will play some practice games, and from that you will get some knowledge. In another word, I will explain this, but come to the next example, a handwritten recognition learning problem. This is a very well-known problem in machine learning. Whenever you will read something related to machine learning, so there will be this obvious example, handwritten recognition. Okay, so what is that? It is a handwritten recognition, means what? Suppose 0 to 9 digits handwritten से कुछ तो लिखा हुआ है. Your what is your aim is? Your aim is to recognize that particular handwritten 0, handwritten 1, 2, 3, likewise up to 9. So there is likewise this application कि आपका जो भी handwritten में जो भी 0 to 9 जो भी digits लिखा हुआ है, that you have to recognize. So obviously what your task is? Task is recognizing and classifying handwritten words within the image. Okay, we will come to the next, जो भी हम अच्छे से इसको discuss करेंगे again. Performance measure. How again I will measure the performance? The percent of words correctly classified. Suppose I have given handwritten digit 0. So if it can be able to, suppose I have given 10 handwritten digits of different numbers, suppose. Then उसमें से अगर उसने 5 correct numbers को recognize किया, then it will be a 50% correct. In this way I am going to measure the performance again. Percent of word correctly classified. Training experience. Training experience is nothing but a database of handwritten words with a given classifications. Okay, so what I want to say in general, for any machine learning solution, you must define these 3 keywords. This third keyword is nothing but a database or data set. Training experience is nothing but a database or data set. Means what? To implement any machine learning solution, you must have a data set for that. If you don't have data set, you cannot implement a machine learning solution. Okay, so this is that nothing but your data set. Performance measure, you need to measure the performance. May suppose in this case, automated taxi driving or robot driving, here you will measure the performance, average distance traveled before an error. I am going to judge the performance of that particular automated driver or automated driving car. It can be a travel on public road without any accident. तो वो कितना ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा distance जाता है, so that I will calculate. That I have to finalize. How I am going to measure the performance. So average distance traveled before an error, average or total number of distance traveled before an accident. Okay. So what is your task here? Task is driving your car, automated car on a public 4 lane. Okay, तो आपको publicly चलाना है. ग्राउंड, खुले ग्राउंड पे तो कोई भी चला लेगा, आपका जो भी कार आपने इन्वेंट किया है वो खुले या जो भी है जहाँ पे पब्लिक नहीं है, जो भी आपके रोड साइंस नहीं है, जो भी आपके हर्डल्स नहीं है वहां पे तो ऑब्वियसली चल जाएगा, बट दैट इज नॉट योर टास्क। ओके, योर टास्क इज टू योर car should be run on a public way. Okay, so in this way I am concentrating on these three keywords. You need to define task, performance measure and training experience. If you have all these three ready, then you can implement any machine learning solution for that particular application. Yeah, so what exactly is machine learning? So अभी यहाँ पे जो definition था, this definition, a computer program is said to learn from experience E, from data set E with respect to some task T, उसको जो भी task करना है, and the performance measure P, और जो भी आपको performance measure करना है. If learns, कब जब वो कब सीखेगा? If its performance at task T as measured by P improves with experience E. जैसा उसका एक्सपीरियंस बढ़ता जाएगा वैसे उसका वो टास्क रिलेटेड परफॉर्मेंस बढ़ना चाहिए. अगर ऐसा हो रहा है देन यू कैन कॉल योर कंप्यूटर प्रोग्राम इज सेट टू लर्न. अदरवाइज आपका अगर डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर एक्सपीरियंस अगर वो इम्प्रूव नहीं हो रहा है ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर टास्क, you will not say that particular program, that particular agent has learned something. Okay, so what at the end machine learning is? So machine learning teaches computers to do what comes naturally to humans. जैसे हम ह्यूमन है, हमको जैसे कुछ चीजें नेचुरली आता है, वैसा जब तक आप मशीन को ट्रेन नहीं करते then you will not call it as a machine learning. Okay, then you will not call it as a machine learning system. So learn from experience. Your machines should learn from experience. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल जहाँ पे फायर है, वी कैनॉट, वहाँ पे हम टच नहीं करते हैं, उस पर्टिकुलर रूम में हम जाते नहीं जहाँ पे फायर है, तो हमने ये सीखा है, वी हैव लर्न दिस. तो ऐसा ही आपके पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम ने लर्न करना चाहिए डिपेंडिंग ऑन इनपुट व्हाट एक्शन इट शुड टेक. ओके, so if it is happening like that, it is behaving like human, then you can call your system is learn. Okay, so machine learning algorithms use computational methods to learn information directly from data without relying on a predetermined equation as a model. I will explain this line later. The algorithms adaptively improve their performance as the number of samples available for learning increases. As I told you, as your training experience is getting increased, or what in another words I will say, what this line is demonstrating, if you have a large number of data sets, then your performance will improve accordingly. To describe this, I will take an example of suppose cat dog classification. Suppose you are having only 20 images of cat and dog, and with those 20 images you are suppose training your model और ट्रेनिंग योर एल्गोरिथम. ऑब्वियसली अगर वो सब 20 इमेजेस में सिर्फ कैट और डॉग का सिर्फ फेस ही है, सपोज ऑल 20 इमेजेस आर हैविंग ओनली फेस रीजन ऑफ योर दैट पर्टिकुलर कैट और डॉग, तो ऑब्वियसली योर सिस्टम विल लर्न ओनली अ फेस. It will not able to learn the, you can say, leg structures of that particular cat or dog, or how the tail is, the shape of tail and all these things. So when you will test on an image where the dog is fully observable with all its body parts, then your model will get failed. So obviously what this line is saying, if the algorithms adaptively improves their performance as the number of samples available for learning increases, means आपके पास all type के जितने भी in that particular area या cat dog classification का हमने example लिया है, so in that whatever breeds are available, so we will consider the images of all breeds from all point of views, means rotated view, aisa view, all this type of images we will consider for this training. Means instead of having only 20 images, we must have at least 1000, means in terms of 1000 images to train your particular model. Then and then your training will be efficient, then and then your model will learn that much. Otherwise your model will not learn very much related to your cat or dog. Okay, so this all of it will get clear. If you have means try to, whenever you want to implement a machine learning machine learning solution for any application, always you try to have a large number of data set with varieties of you can say patterns in that particular data, so that your agent or your suppose program able to learn various patterns. Okay, so these are the areas which are having some influence on machine learning. So artificial intelligence, Bayesian methods, computational complexity theory, control theory, information theory, philosophy, psychology, neurobiology, statistics. ओके सो ये सब चीजों का, ये सब एरियाज का यहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ रिलेशन है. यू मस्ट हैव, इफ यू वांट टू सपोज completely understand the machine learning, then all these areas are there, means something related or some parts of the these particular areas are there in machine learning. Okay, so it is a very use, again I am saying, so don't go that particular DBA2 syllabus. It is just keywords are there, but actually machine learning is a very use. Okay, these are some applications where you can implement a machine learning solution. So just like agriculture, whether your plant is having some disease, yes or no, or your crop is having some disease, yes or no. So depending on the leaf structure or whatever the leaf pattern the particular crop is having, you can diagnose that particular crop or that particular tree is having some disease, yes or no. Likewise. So in this way, various applications, various areas are there where you can have a machine learning solution. Natural language processing, healthcare. In this particular area, I am doing PhD in healthcare. Medical disease diagnosis using machine learning. Okay. So I think if you observe all these lists, so there is a no area remain or where we cannot have a machine learning algorithm solution. This is not the case. Everywhere there is a possibility of having machine learning application or machine learning solution. Just you need to define three things: a task, performance measure, and your suppose database. If you are ready with these three, then you can have any application solution in machine learning. Okay. Yeah. So designing a learning system is nothing but to finalizing these three keywords: task, performance measure, and experience. So what these 3 points I have elaborated in 6 points. Okay. So nothing but choosing a training experience, choosing a data set, choosing a target function, whether you want to do a prediction or clustering or classification, you will finalize that. Choosing a representation for a target function. ठीक है, हमने क्लस्टरिंग या क्लासिफिकेशन एक कोई तो फाइनल किया, बट उसमें भी आपको टारगेट फंक्शन आपका लीनियर होना चाहिए, नॉन लीनियर होना चाहिए, दैट यू हैव टू चूज. Choosing a function approximation algorithm, estimating a training values and adjusting the weights. So you will not come to these all these points whenever you will proceed in next or further lectures. Then you will apply what are those keywords, means you can think ये particular slide में क्या लिखा था. So better I will explain all these things later, or ultimately automatically you will come to know what are all these 6 points are there while designing a learning system. Okay. Yeah. So from here now we will start actual machine learning types. जो machine learning है उसकी कितने types है. Okay. So before that I will ask one thing to all of you. Up to this all of you understood machine learning types in broad sense or in general. The machine learning algorithms are divided into two categories. First is supervised learning algorithms, unsupervised learning algorithms. Okay, supervised and unsupervised. I am talking again, it is a broad categories of your learnings. Along with supervised and supervised, there is also semi supervised learning and reinforcement learning type. But mainly the two types are there, supervised and unsupervised. And as per your syllabus, we are going to again discuss with only supervised and unsupervised techniques. So what is supervised learning? Which trains a model on known input and output data so that it can predict a future outputs. Which trains a model on known input and output data so that it can predict future outputs. And what is unsupervised learning? Which finds hidden patterns or intrinsic structure in the input. I will explain with this detailing. Okay, so suppose this is your machine learning, which mainly categorized into two learning types, supervised learning and unsupervised learning. Supervised learning again is divided into two, you can say, techniques: classification technique and regression technique. And unsupervised learning is nothing but a clustering techniques. What unsupervised learning involves? A clustering algorithms or clustering techniques. So what is that? I will explain one by one now. So supervised machine learning algorithm. The aim of supervised machine learning algorithms is to build a model that makes predictions based on evidence in a presence of uncertainty. A supervised learning algorithm takes a known set of input data and known responses to the data out or output and trains a model to generate a reasonable predictions for a response for the response to a new data. Okay, what is this definition? So if suppose this is the data set, then this is whatever the number of symptoms or whatever the input parameters are there, I will call it as a input, and the last column I will call it as a output. Okay, so this is my input and this is the output. Okay, so while training a supervised learning algorithm, what I will comment now, we need to have this input and output both. यस, क्योंकि आपको ट्रेन करना है. आपके पास जैसे ये पर्टिकुलर पहला पेशेंट है, उसके ये पैरामीटर है और फिर इसका हार्ट डिसीज 0 है. फिर ये सपोज दूसरा पेशेंट है, इसके ये पैरामीटर है, उसका टाइप 2 है. फिर ऐसे आप उसको 1000 बार या फिर जो भी आपके नंबर ऑफ सपोज जितने भी ट्रेनिंग सैंपल्स है उतने आप उसको पढ़ाओगे, वन बाय वन उसको दिखाओगे. सो ऑब्वियसली दिस पर्टिकुलर मॉडल इन माइंड विल कंक्लूड समथिंग कि हाँ, अगर एज 60 के अबव है और वो अगर मेल है और उसका अगर बीपी इतना है तो उसको ऑब्वियसली टाइप 3 का डायबिटीज होता है. अगर आपका पेशेंट एज सपोज 40 से 60 के बीच में है तो उसके अगर पैरामीटर ऐसे ऐसे है तो उसको टाइप 2 का डायबिटीज टाइप 2 का हार्ट डिसीज है. सो इन दिस वे, while observing thousands of samples, while observing or learning in training, while observing thousands or hundreds of samples, in mind your algorithm is drawing something conclusion or it is going to start learning कि हाँ, अगर ऐसा ऐसा एज है, ये पर्टिकुलर पैरामीटर है तो उसको 0. फिर आप जब नया टेस्टिंग इंस्टेंस या नया पेशेंट का एंट्री पूछते हो तो उसने जो भी नॉलेज गेन किया है तो उसमें वो क्या करता है, फिर डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट पैरामीटर इट विल आंसर अ व्हाटएवर क्लास फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर पेशेंट कि उसको टाइप 2 है, टाइप 1 है, टाइप 3 या टाइप 0. सो व्हाट आई वांट टू से हियर, व्हाइल ट्रेनिंग you are inputting, you are feeding input as well as output. This is called as an input and this is called as an output. This is called as an input or this is called as a class label or label. So obviously while training you are going to feed this input as well as output both. So if this is the case, then it is called as a supervised learning. This is called as a supervised learning. The aim of the supervised machine learning is to build a model that makes a prediction based on the evidence in the presence of uncertainty. A supervised learning algorithm takes a known set of input data. You take a known set of input data and known responses कि हर एक जो भी इनपुट डेटा है उसके करस्पॉन्डिंग हार्ट डिसीज का टाइप कौन सा है, ये भी हमने आपको दिया है. सो अल्गोरिदम टेक्स दिस एज अ इनपुट एज वेल एज आउटपुट. ये दोनों जब आप देते हो और उसका ट्रेनिंग करते हो, देन इट इज अ सुपरवाइज लर्निंग. सो सर फिर अनसुपरवाइज लर्निंग क्या है? सो अनसुपरवाइज लर्निंग इज नथिंग बट, ये जो कॉलम है ना लास्ट वाला, दिस क्लास लेबल और आई विल से आउटपुट ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर डेटा सेट इज नॉट गिवन, इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड. मतलब ये आपका जो भी डेटा सेट है, अगर आपके एल्गोरिदम में सिर्फ ये इनपुट जा रहा है in training, if suppose this input is only given, no output is given in training, then this is a unsupervised learning. मतलब अगर मेरा अनसुपरवाइज लर्निंग का एल्गोरिदम है, तो मैं ये ट्रेनिंग के वक्त में ये कॉलम, ये जो भी था आपका क्लास कॉलम, आई विल नॉट गिव. दैट इज योर अनसुपरवाइज लर्निंग. दैट इज योर अनसुपरवाइज लर्निंग. In supervised, you will give input, means all these columns plus class label also, and in unsupervised learning, you will not provide this class label, you will not provide this output. Okay, all of you understood? Yes or no? Supervised learning algorithm, all of you understood? Yes or no? Just put in chat box. Classification and regression in supervised machine learning algorithms. So classification techniques predict a categorical responses. For example, whether an email is genuine or spam, or whether the tumor is cancerous or benign. Classification models classify input data into the categories. Typical applications include medical imaging, image and speech recognition, and credit scoring. And second technique in supervised machine learning algorithms is a regression technique. So what is regression? Predicts a continuous response. For example, change in a temperature, fluctuation in power demand. Okay, in my language I will explain this. Now what is supervised machine learning algorithms? All of you understood? Here, while training, you will give that algorithm input as well as output. Now, in technical term, I will call input as a features. All of you will just remember, this is the technical term in machine learning. Input, whatever number of inputs columns are there, whatever number of inputs parameters are there, we will call it as a feature. Okay, so in supervised machine learning algorithm, we will give a feature and corresponding class label both. Okay, now what is a classification? So here if you observe this last column, output column पे जो suppose ये difference है classification और regression के बीच का difference, जो डेटा सेट में लास्ट वाला कॉलम होता है, आउटपुट कॉलम होता है, लेबल कॉलम होता है, वो आपका डिसाइड करेगा whether that particular problem is a regression problem or it is a classification problem. Means which type of algorithm you need to use depending on that data set, whether to use classification algorithm or whether to use a regression algorithm. Okay, so if you observe here the last column, here there is a category or there is a class. Means every input you are mapping into one particular class or category. Means this last column either it will contain 0, 1, 2 or 3. There will not be the value like 5, 6, 7, 10.2, 10.3, 25.6. If this is the case, then this is your classification problem. The technique predicts the categorical responses. For example, whether an email is genuine or spam, or classification model classify input data into the categories. So what here, your input data is mapped onto the one particular category. Now I will take another example where you will come to know what is a regression problem. So suppose I will take an example of house price prediction. Okay, so the input for that particular data set is, suppose square feet of area. This is my first input feature. Then suppose number of bedroom is a second feature. Then suppose whether that particular flat is having parking area, yes or no. and whether that flat is colored, yes or no. And suppose depending on these 4 features, the last column is nothing but price. Okay, so if this is the case, or if there are suppose 100 or thousands of entries are there in that particular data set of house price prediction. Okay, so if you observe, these 4 parameters are given: number of bedrooms, square feet of area, parking, yes or no, or color, yes or no. So last column is nothing but one value, one price. Say suppose for first house, depending on the input parameters, the price is 1 lakh. Suppose the second house is there, the number of bedrooms are 6 and color is yes and parking is yes, then the price is 1.5 lakh. Yes, so if you observe the last column or the output column of that data set, there is nothing like a category कि आपको ये तीनों में से या चारों 0 1 2 3 में से ही आपको कुछ तो आने वाला है, कौन सा तो भी एक हार्ट डिसीज आने वाला है, ऐसा नहीं है. फॉर दिस इनपुट देयर इज अ कंटिन्यूअस वैल्यूज, मींस यू कैन नॉट से कि आपके ये लास्ट वाले कॉलम में सिर्फ सर 4 ही टाइप के वैल्यूज है या 5 ही टाइप के वैल्यूज है. नहीं, इट इज अ कंटिन्यूअस रिस्पॉन्सेस, इट इज अ कंटिन्यूअस वैल्यूज. Okay, so if this is the case, then that is your regression problem. Means in this particular suppose if I am considering this as a house price prediction data set, then whatever the number of features are there, the output column will be like first price is 1.0 means 1 lakh, second will be 1.2, third will be suppose 3, fourth will be 3.6, 2.6 sorry, then suppose 2.5, 2.8, like. So if this is the case, then this is your regression problem. Means input is having something but output is nothing but a continuous values, then that problem is your regression problem. If your output column or label column is nothing but your some categories or some classes, then it is a classification problem. You are mapping your any input to any particular class, but in regression you are mapping that particular input to nothing but one value. Okay, so this is what I will say the difference between classification and regression. So now I will ask you one question, you will tell whether that particular problem is classification or regression. So suppose the 5 subjects marks are given and last column is nothing but a class of that particular student, means first class, second class, distinction class. So you tell me which type of problem is, whether it is a classification or regression. Okay, okay. Yeah, yes. Almost all are saying it is a classification problem. Okay. Yes, very good. This is the classification problem. And suppose 5 subjects marks are given, science, math, whatever, geography and all. And last column is a percent of that particular percentage gained by that student. So you tell me which is problem is this? 5 subjects marks are given and last column is suppose percentage. Yes, so this is your regression problem. Very good. So in this way, but while training, as it is a supervised learning algorithm, it is while training you are giving input as well as output both, then it is a supervised learning algorithm. Okay, so this much is from my side. So you please if you have any doubt, any question, then you can ask.